What's up guys? The channel's not dead yet.
Welcome to $1,000 Car Guy. My name's Andrew, and for the last 14 years I've been buying and selling cheap cars. Follow me as I turn my addiction into profit, buying a cheap car, putting a few bucks into it, and flipping it for huge profit. Imagine wheeler dealers, chasing classic cars, and mighty car mods all rolled into one and forced to work on a budget of $1,000. Welcome to $1,000 Car Guy.
So it's Saturday, and there hasn't been any new content since I posted that video about Leon's 240Z. Oh my god! I really wanted to make content, but I've been working at my job overtime like crazy all this week. But it's a good thing because it'll give me the money to be able to buy the parts for the V8 swap. But first things first, we need to go pick up the engine hoist. And luckily enough, my friend Brian is letting us borrow his for a little while so we can get this done. That way I don't have to buy one just for this one reason. I guess technically 2 or 3 reasons if you count all the times pulling in and out. Anyway, let's go pick it up. Got lost coming here, but finally found the right spot. Had to back up the trailer down a driveway about a quarter mile long, but we got here, it's okay. Brian's a heck of a nice guy. He helped me load it up in the back of the trailer. I don't know if you can see it way back there, but it's laying down right now, so all we gotta do is get it back home and then find somebody to help me unload it. Not the greatest park job in the world, but I made it. Now to unload it. By myself. That wasn't so bad. Woo! Now all I gotta do is go return the truck and trailer. Be right back. Now I need to go borrow a set of jack stands, a jack, and maybe a couple other tools. Today's goal is to rip off the wheels, swap them over with the other wheels that hold air. Just funny, try and sell the stock Mustang rims on Craigslist, and then remove the drive shaft tube, maybe a couple other things while I'm underneath there. So let's go get that stuff. Since everything's probably not gonna fit in the Miata, I might have to make a couple trips back and forth between my dad's house. It's kind of ironic that I need to use the Miata to get the parts that will eventually dismantle the Miata. It's like making it dig its own grave. Well, this is nice. I got to do everything in one trip. So we got tire star, 4 jack stands, which my dad actually made himself at least 20 years ago. And since he drives a lot of larger vehicles, a 3-ton jack. Alright, now into my garage. First things first, let's jack the car up and swap over these old rims for the new rims. I'm sure to a lot of you at home watching this, this is old news, but before you try and jack up the car to take off your rims, loosen them on the ground first. Your life will be so much easier. Oh. And that's why. I thought the emergency brake was on. Now it's on. Oh man. Maybe we need a cheater pipe. A cheater pipe allows you to extend your lever, thus making the job easier in theory. Yeah. I bet you every single one of them is going to be just like this. Let's fast forward. I just noticed I'm missing one. That one doesn't even have a lug nut on it. Yep. Typical. Okay, 1. I wasn't going to film anymore, but I thought you had to see this. Somebody cross-threaded this one nut on. Okay, good. I was just making sure that the stud wasn't spinning inside the hub. We're okay, it's the nut. I can't believe it. You have to see it. I just pulled that cover off. And again, on this side, not threaded all the way in, so it's probably seized on there. Missing. How? Why would anyone drive this like this? Well, that was bloody awful, it was. So many jammed on. And it makes me think that the ones that didn't tighten down all the way, they just maxed out the air pressure and drove home the other ones. Don't do that. When in Florida. So I put one jack stand underneath the diff in the back. Yeah, you can see it down there. Here's hoping when I bring it back down, all this side's tires are off the ground. Ta-da! Now I just gotta do the same to the other side and we'll be all set. Here's a top tip. Not having power tools sucks. So Hovercar has its new permanent home until we get that motor out. One step done. Let's swap over the rims. Is this all the stuff people normally cut out of their video? Stop filming, this is boring. Cut to the end. That took entirely too long. So there she is. New rims. How's it look? Not that it matters. This is what they'll be leaving with on the tow truck to the junkyard. But just for funsies, let's head over to the other side. So I think I did make a mistake actually. I think that the extra set of tires, one was actually wider than the other, and I think the wider ones are supposed to go in the back for traction. On this side it's correct, but on that side I think I put the fatter tires in the front. But I don't care. I don't care! I'd also like to point out something before we continue. So I currently use the Canon PowerShot SX40HS. I don't look at the name that often. I've had it for 4 years. It's what I do all of these vlogging videos on. And it's actually precious to me, even though it's not a super expensive camera anymore. But it is very nice, so I don't want to break it. So whenever I do a shot underneath the car from now on, like when I remove the drive shaft and things like that, and the engine, blah, 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 I'm going to use this tiny little camera called an Akaso. It's the 1080p version of the Akaso, EK5000, I think. It works, but the audio on it's going to be total garbage because it's not meant for audio. It's meant to be a knockoff GoPro. So the camera quality is going to shoot down probably a little bit, but we will see what we can do with it to try and clean it up. So I wanted to do more today, but I am just too sweaty and tired. I'm starting to see stars. I'm exerting myself too much. Plus it's like 95 degrees outside today. And using hand tools, it sucks. Please watch my videos, and if you would, click on a couple of ads. The money generated from that will allow me to buy some power tools and save myself from having a heat stroke. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up today's episode right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.